All right, welcome everybody, and welcome to the third class in Advanced English Writing. Third of four. So this week is the last week that I will be offering free classes with you. Oh, so sad. I'm offering these four classes, and you can go to this link below to see what they are. Enrollment will only be open on Thursday at 12 a.m. and I will be giving promo prices for only the first 24 hours. Now, I understand that many of you right now are watching alone and you're not paying your bills. So on Wednesday, when I give my last free class, I want you to ask your parents to join you for at least the first 10 minutes of Wednesday's class at 7 o'clock. Then I will share all of this with them and you can decide together whether or not you want to accept my offer. I also have WhatsApp groups for PT3 and SPM. Form 4 and Form 5, you can join the SPM group. And the Form 1 to 3, you can join the PT3 group. So what are they for? They're for sharing and learning from peers at the same level. And also this is where I share activities, quizzes, tips, and videos for you to learn English with. You can also get notifications for certificates. There are a lot of programs out there where you can get free certificates, sometimes even international certificates. And I will share these opportunities in the WhatsApp group. There will be giveaways from my tuition. I know that our founder, Eddie Lim, likes to give away stuff and he's got a lot of connections with a lot of money and a lot of products. So you can join these groups to get information about the giveaways. When I hear about scholarships, I will share it there as well. Exchange opportunities for you to go to another country for a few months and competitions. Now, there's some rules for these groups. If you join this group, you can only use either English or BM. This is to be inclusive of everybody in the group. Not everybody speaks Mandarin. Not everybody speaks Tamil or Hindi. So let's use only English and BM to be inclusive to everybody in this country. There will be also no bullying, no spamming, no porn, and no unacceptable language in the group. Today, we are going to be talking about how to write essays with power. Anybody can write an essay. How do you make your words, your paragraphs, your sentences, and your essay have impact, have power? We are going to address one way to do it today. There are also videos from previous lessons, the 4 basic writing lessons and the 2 advanced lessons from last week. They are already available online, the videos. So go to this link and check them out. Or you can go to the mytuition.live website and you will see the videos in their relevant pages. This is very important stuff to help you improve in your writing. Let's get started with this simple activity. Write a sentence about something you did recently. Now, you've written a lot of good sentences over there. They're fine. But how do you add power to these sentences? How do you make them more impactful? How do you make them more interesting? How do you make them leave an impression on the reader? Because if anybody can write, writing is very basic. Advanced writing is all about how you can get attention and how you can make the reader experience things and feel things through your writing. This is an example of something that I bought recently. I bought an excellent microphone. You can see the microphone right here. Now, this is a similar sentence. I'm also writing about the microphone. Which one do you think is more interesting? Which one do you think will help you get better results in SPM or PT3? So what is the difference between these two sentences? The first one is straight to the point. There's no nonsense over there. I bought an excellent microphone. That's it. The second one has more details and it's more sensory. If you look at it carefully, you can experience sound when you read this sentence. You can make your readers hear things as well through your words. Now, this is what I want to show you how to do today. The first one is an example of telling. I'm telling you now, I bought an excellent microphone. The second one is an example of showing. I'm showing you this is an excellent microphone, but I'm not telling you, I'm showing you. You need to be able to do both in your exams for PT3 and especially for SPM. And for SPM, the second one, the showing, is very, very important. You need to be able to do this to show off your language ability. It's not about adding more words, but to use your words effectively and efficiently so that you can squeeze a lot of depth and information from just a few sentences. the best way to do it is to show, don't tell. Anton Chekhov is a famous Russian novelist, and he wrote famously in a letter to his brother, advising his brother on how to write, "Don't tell me the moon is shining. Show me the glint of light on broken glass." Both the first part of this sentence and the second part talks about moonlight. But the second part really sparks your imagination and helps you to experience what it's like. And these are both the same length, 7 or 8 words, but the impact of these words are different, part A and part B. So you need to be able to do the second part here, the showing part, so that when you use your words don't just tell, your words show. Why is this so effective? Why do people enjoy it when you show them rather than telling them? Why is it that when you write an essay, if you're just telling people, you may not get an A? Why is this? Jerry Baldwin is one of the founders of Starbucks. I'm sure you've heard of Starbucks. And this is what he says. He says, show, don't tell your customers that you have good quality by actually delivering fresh coffee and tea. Now, notice the last part. Intelligent people are active recipients of information and prefer to reach conclusions by themselves. When you are writing for your exams, PT3 or SPM or whatnot, TOEFL, IGCSE, the people that are reading your essays, they are intelligent people. If you are able to get your point across by showing them, then you are actually a really, really good writer. Keep this in mind when you are writing in the future. When you check your work, check that you are both telling and showing. When you are writing about important parts of your essay, whether it's a narrative or whether it's an argumentative or factual essay, the important parts, you need to do more showing. The less important parts, you can do more telling because they're not important. Spend more words on the key parts of your essay by showing. Let's look at these two examples here. Which one is show and which one is tell? If you look at the first part, you're telling people, she was my best friend. But over here, you're showing that she is your best friend. At the town square, we ran in for our usual hug that carried on for far too long. The readers look at this part over here. We get to feel the thrill of you running to each other and hugging for far too long. We get the idea that you two are really, really, really good friends because you're hugging for a long time. I'm not going to hug someone that I don't like for a long time. This is showing that she was my best friend. But look at this. This is more colorful and this is more interesting. Let's look at the second part. I could tell her almost anything. This is telling. Look at the showing. We gushed about our lives with smiles lighting our faces. This one is more interesting. It talks about you not just sharing about your lives, there are a lot of smiles and you're really enjoying yourself. So this is the difference between showing and telling. With showing, you are giving more depth, more details. For telling, it's very straightforward, straight to the point. And if your essay is all tell, it's going to be a pretty boring essay to read. And the highest you can probably get is probably a C. If you have more show in your essay, you treat the reader as someone that's intelligent, someone that can put A and B together. If you're writing these kinds of sentences, you'll be able to score much, much higher. Let's try this one here. Which one is tell? This one's a little bit different, right? Because both have a lot of words, both have details, but I'm going to show you why one is more superior than the other. So in the tell part, it says, I heard footsteps creeping behind me. So you have a sense of hearing and you know it's footsteps and it's creeping. So this is very good vocabulary right here. Look at this show part. Crunching. What is this crunching? These are the footsteps. Hit my ears from behind. And you know that the crunching is loud, and it's surprising because it hits your ears. And it's coming from behind. Now, between A and B, it's roughly the same number of words, yeah? But A has so much more depth, so much more emotion, and also feeling attached to it because it's showing. This is telling. I heard footsteps. Crunching hit my ears. A is definitely more interesting. Let's look at the second part. It made the whole situation scarier. This is a good compound sentence right here, but it's just telling. Let's look at the show part. Accelerating the already rampant pounding of my heart. Instead of saying scarier, I'm showing you that my heart is pounding rampantly and it's accelerating. That means it's pumping even faster. When I read B, yeah, okay, I know that it's scarier, and that's it. When I read A, I'm actually experiencing it. I'm actually with you, experiencing everything that you're putting on paper, which is why showing is superior to telling. When you're talking about something really important in your essay, let's say something that's happening to the main character, then you need to show because you want your reader to care. You want your reader to feel. You really want your reader to respond. And when your reader responds, that is how they get interested. That is how they can't stop reading your essay. And they just want to turn the pages. They want to see what's next, what's happening next. Let me share with you some frequently missed opportunities. So these are some very simple ways to help yourself show, don't tell. First way, don't use basic sensory words. What do you mean? What are basic sensory words? Well, avoid phrases like I saw, he heard, she felt, it smelled, they tasted, we think. So these words are related to senses. Why don't do this? Because you want the readers to be as close to the experience as possible. When you say that I saw or he heard, the reader will read it, and in the head, I'm imagining that, okay, this is what that person experienced. It's very hard for the reader to relate because you're already putting someone else front and center. I, he, she, it, or they. What should you do? Just describe the senses. Don't tell, show. Let's look at the example with telling. The cafe had a horrible scent. Let's say this is in my first paragraph. I'm introducing the place. I can do that. I can write the cafe had a horrible scent. Yeah. The reader gets a sense that, okay, it smells bad. But look at the show part. You can really experience why this cafe had a horrible scent. The faint scent of stale cigarette smoke in the cafe put his face into a disgusted grimace. So grimace means the face is wrinkled, like because this person is smelling something really bad. In this part here, you're showing that the stale cigarette smoke is creating that horrible scent. And rather than saying horrible, you show the person's face. His face is a disgusted grimace. If you do an essay with a lot of tell, it's going to be less interesting than showing. Don't use basic emotional words. What are basic emotional words? Well, avoid plainly naming emotions. For example, happy, sad, angry, excited, worried. I feel happy, I feel sad. Don't just name those emotions. You need to let your readers create these emotions in themselves. So how do your readers create these emotions in themselves? One way you can do it is to use body language to describe the body language of the people experiencing these emotions. This is an example. She likes him. That's telling. Now, how do I show? As he approached, she stopped talking and pretended to read, but her cheeks did not lie. They became increasingly filled with a reddish glow until the moment he walked away and her eyes followed with desire. And when you read this, immediately in your head, you know, okay, this girl likes him. Which one is more interesting? Which one do you think will get you an A+? Which is why you need to use a lot more show in the important parts of your essay and only use tell in the less important details in your essay. Let's do a little bit of practice, shall we? I'm going to show you some sentences and I want you to tambah power to these sentences. I want you to show, not tell. So the first sentence is tell, right? Laksa is delicious. How do you show this rather than telling this? Oh, we have an excellent example from Phoebe. The red oily soup with noodles in it teased my taste buds. Wonderful. Let's try with this second sentence here. I jumped into the drain. This is telling. How do you show this? Pon has made a good attempt. I accidentally jumped into a smelly drain that even a person who lives in dirt would faint. So this is good. They're showing how this drain is so smelly that even a person who lived in a dirty place would faint. Wow, Phoebe, you're going all the way. With the dark figurines hot in my heels, I took one look of hesitation before I allowed the darkness to swallow me whole. Wow, amazing. Okay, this is good. This has a lot of figurative language. It's very metaphoric as well. So make sure that the follow up sentences explain what you mean by darkness and what the dark figurines are. Let's do one last one. I really love traveling. How do you show rather than tell? Can you read your sentence for everybody and introduce yourself?
Hello, my actual name is Peanut. I'm from Subang Jaya. Time spent with my loved one, exploring places that we are unfamiliar with, and getting to know new cultures are moments that will stick with me till I go. Thank you.
This is a beautiful sentence. He didn't say that he loved traveling. He didn't put traveling in that sentence. He didn't even put love in that sentence. But when you read it, you understand that, oh, wow, he's spending time with his loved ones and it's something that will stick with him until he goes. And you get the deep sense that he really loves traveling. Beth.
Hi, I'm from Sabah. My sentence is discovering new places, meeting new people, trying new and extraordinary things made me feel so nostalgic.
Beth has written another very interesting sentence, which shows us that she really loves traveling, discovering new places, meeting new people, trying new and extraordinary things makes me feel so nostalgic. Wow. Wonderful. Kavisha, you wrote a good one. Can you tell me where you're from?
Puchong. Looking at the scenery and different cultures of all those unique countries makes my heart yearn to explore the world deeply.
Wonderful. So, looking at the scenery and different cultures from all those different countries makes my heart yearn to explore the world deeply. Wow, this is a really good way to show how you really love traveling. Actually, all of your sentences are okay. They're good, definitely better than the original one. You guys put a lot of effort into it. I'm just highlighting the best ones that I could see. Now, the last one. Why don't you show and tell this last sentence? Nah, just kidding. You don't have to do that. Here is a part of a poster from a popular movie in 2019. Name the movie in chat. Okay, a lot of people got it right. This is a poster from Dark Phoenix. Today, we learned about show, don't tell, and how showing instead of telling is a superior way to write, especially if you want to score in your exams or if you just want to write a really good essay to win competitions, to impress your friends, or if you want to write a love letter, you need to show, don't tell. Don't say, I love you. Show them. Your eyes glitter in the moonlight, stuff like that. That's showing, not telling. Simple tips to get you started. Don't use basic sensory words. I hear, I taste, blah, blah, blah. Describe what it looks like, what it tastes like, what it feels like, so that your reader can be as close to the action as possible and can imagine themselves experiencing it. And when you are able to do that, that's a really, really good essay you've got right there. Next tip is don't write basic emotional words. Don't say, I'm happy. Don't say, she is angry. Describe the body language. How is he showing he is angry with his body language? Maybe his face is all wrinkled and frowny. A lot of you will find this difficult to do. We like to go straight to the point, which is not very good if you want to write at a high level, you want to score, and you want to get your reader or your examiner interested and consumed and completely immersed in the story, in the points, in the explanation, the argument that you're trying to make. If you want to do that, you have to show and don't tell. This is the third lesson in advanced English writing. This Wednesday will be the last free class. If you're interested in taking classes with me after this, get your parents together and listen to the first 10 minutes of this Wednesday's class at 7 o'clock. I will be showing you the last steps on how you can impress your readers and get an A+ in your exam. See you!